Well, a good evening to you. My name is Boni Tunya and you're watching KTN Business. Now, the Jubilee administration is celebrating 1 year in office. However, their handling of economic affairs in the country has attracted numerous questions, and KTN's Adelaide Changole now looks back at what have been achieved by the Jubilee government in the past 12 months.
March 4th, 2013 heralded Kenyans into a new administration, both at the national and county levels. The long queues witnessed from dawn to dusk as Kenyans exercised their democratic rights to elect their leaders were a show of optimism on the future of this country. But 1 year later, the mood has been dampened both at the household level and the national economy.
Economic growth has slightly disappointed in terms of our expectations. The likelihood is we're going to probably achieve growth for the full year around 4.7.
Very little seems to have been done to achieve the desired double-digit growth.
The 1 year they haven't necessarily triggered any major job creation.
The people of Kenya have also in the last 1 year been bombarded with unprecedented taxations, all aimed at funding the 1.7 trillion shilling 2013-2014 financial year budget. But a big chunk of these funds have ended up paying salaries.
Over 50% of the total KRA collections are paying wages. Another almost 20% are paying what we call the routine travels, the seminars, the workshops, the foreign bureaucracy, which takes us to almost 70%.
Well, each time we give 100 shillings to the government, too much of it is going in just basic salaries.
Among the new taxes that have been labelled punitive by Kenyans include the VAT law, the 10% excise duty on financial transactions, and the 1.5% railway levy, which have had a devastating effect on the average mwananchi.
Our tax is ill thought out, it's too much with an attitude of a smash and grab, and in fact you're killing the golden goose. They can't lay eggs if you continue doing this, right?
Kenya's manufacturing sector, just like the consumers, have also continued to take a hit from government keen on paying salaries as opposed to spurring economic growth.
Senator Beer, the government increased the excise, it had an excise duty concession. They increased the excise duty without thinking what's going to happen. What happened was consumption collapsed 85%. The government thought they would get 6.2 billion shillings. They're net down. They haven't got 6.2 billion and loads of people have lost their jobs, so they're not even paying taxes.
Whatever action you take that raises cost of doing business, then will mean that it will shrink ability of people to participate in trade, and then you have a shrinking economy.
Business report from World Bank, we actually went down, which if you want to say poor, you have that external rating from an outsider, which is telling us we didn't do anything good.
But despite all the misfires, it was not all gloom and doom for the first year of the Jubilee government administration. Some of the positives that have, however, come with the new administration include the 6 billion shilling Wezo Fund for youth and women groups, as well as the reservation of 30% of all government tenders to women, youth, and people living with disabilities. Coupled with this have been attempts to revive agriculture by making available farm inputs and setting up of the 1 million acre Galana irrigation scheme.
Raise farm incomes, you generally unleash a much bigger wave of growth.
Adelaide Changole, KTN.